Hello everyone, today's video is going to be my entire blush collection. I did do an eyeshadow palette collection video and I will leave that down below, but I am showing you guys all of my blushes, my single blushes and the blushes that I count as eyeshadow palettes, and I'm going to be swatching them all for you, or that's my goal anyway. So I kind of want to start with cream products first. And these are all my cream products and palettes, also in, pots, liquids, whatever. So I have my Melt Cream Blush Light in Lynx. You guys know this is my all-time favorite summer blush. It is just such an easy wearable color. It is kind of goldy, bronzy, but it looks so natural on the cheeks and it has a pink tint to it. This is probably one of my least favorite. This is the Tarte Breezy Cream Blush in Pink Sky. This is really dry anymore, and it's definitely matte and it's definitely more pigmented than the Melt Blush Lighter. I got this in a BoxyCharm like right before it got discontinued. I'm not even in frame, but I'm thinking this is on the older end as it is because it is really dry. This here is my Seraphine Botanicals. I have to keep a hair tie around it because the packaging doesn't clasp anymore. But there are 3 colors. Even though the packaging is broken, these 3 blushes are really smooth and buttery. Those are the 3 colors. I need to use this palette more often. It is super lovely and wearable. Also, if you're wondering about my nail polish, it is Sydney Grace Peach Iced Tea, I think. But to keep these creams intact, I use a little hair tie. But I love mixing these 3 together. I love mixing them together. I love wearing them by themselves. And then the last one in a palette is my Natasha Denona Cupid Cheek Duo. And you can see my ring light and me. But the highlighter is a powder, but the blush is a cream. And it is super luminous. And it's on the sheerer end as well. I haven't used this blush a whole lot because I just haven't used it a whole lot, but it is super reflective. We have this Wander on the Glow blush in Illuminator stick. I'm the shade Bare in Nude Glow. That's the highlighter. And then this here is the blush. So there's the blush right there. It's a super wearable color. I don't really know how else to describe it. I also haven't used this very much. This is why I stopped getting BoxyCharm, because I kept getting products that sure are nice, but I just never got around to using them because I got so many cream blushes in a short period of time, and I really want to use these products up, you know what I mean? Got 2 from Sydney Grace. I have Redwood National Park and Strawberry Cheesecake. So this one is the Redwood. These are super creamy. This one has kind of like a purpley, cool tonedness to it. I think this is my favorite out of the 2. And then Strawberry Cheesecake here is definitely more, it's definitely darker, and I'd say probably still on the cooler end of things. I really do enjoy the color of this one too. I need to use these more often. The formula of these are really good. The e.l.f. Putty Blush. This is in the shade Bora Bora. They're on the sides for these. This is an interesting formula, and this is one of like 2 like baby pink blushes. Also, if my camera is moving at all, it's because I'm in a weird angle and I accidentally keep hitting my tripod. But it's a weird putty formula. It turns into a matte consistency once you blend it onto the cheeks. This is a beautiful spring summer color. I just haven't worn it a whole lot, but I do like having this in my collection so I can remind myself that I do not need any of these colors. And then my only two liquid blushes, these here, they're very similar, as in they're extremely pigmented and they're kind of hard to work with. This Rare Beauty one is in Joy. It's a little mini, and I got this in a kit. And I guess I'll even move up further in my arm here, but it's just extremely pigmented. You can tell, even like these ones here, they still have some sheerness to them, but this one is full on pigment, and it's such a bright color. If I had something you know, more wearable, maybe I'd like it more, but I just don't like that color in the formula that it's in. This is the Pretty Smart I'm Dreaming liquid blush in the shade 44 Fortune. This is bright ass pink, and this is again a very pigmented formula. You barely need any. Like, look how pigmented that is. And while I'm thinking of this, I have more cream blush. In my most recent Sydney Grace mystery bags, I did get 2 cream products in this type of packaging. So in the blush is Pink Hydrangea, and the highlighter is Morning Dew. But we're just going to talk about the blush. The blush here is extremely emollient, and especially compared to my other blushes, it is really cool toned. I think I'd really like that in the winter time. But we have some warmth, we have a lot of neutral, some bright colors, and we're back to a cooler tone. Now we have powders. So I keep all my powders in this little situation, and then I also have some palettes. I might as well go with the palettes first. Oh, I also have, how could I forget, the one I'm trying to pan. It's my Fenty Cream blush. I'm like, oh, I forgot something. Yeah, I forgot this too. It's just a beautiful, soft, peachy color. It's sheer, it's very wearable. You can build it up a lot. You can tell I have some nice pan in here. I really hope me bumping into the tripod isn't that bad, but that's the peachy one. Let's get into powders here. So my Cover FX palette, you guys know how I'm trying to use this palette. The bronzer, some nice usage on it. The blush is one of those classic pink blushes. I'm gonna try and do them on the back of my hand, but it's a classic pink blush. It's on the matte end. It's a matte pink blush. We have, I don't know why I keep saying we. This is my makeup, but I am, I guess, sharing it with you guys. This is the CoverGirl Peach Punch Highlighter Palette. I still don't know why they call this a highlighter palette, because there's 3 products and highlighter is just one of them. But the blush, I don't know if you can tell on the camera, but it's just slight, it has a slight sheen to it. And it's, like, as you can tell, you don't get a whole lot of pigment. And I'm really digging in there. Got some powder kick up. This is a very powdery, as fair skin tone as I am, that's actually preferred. I don't know about you. I'm not the biggest fan of a very pigmented blush. My little Wander Beauty Wanderess palette. There's 2 blushes. One has a little bit of Pan Tuscan Sunrise and Havana Nights. Both very glowy. I love that Havana Nights one. These are both so beautiful, and I hope the camera is picking them up as well as they should. This here is my AOA Pro palette from Shop Miss A, and then these are my Sydney Grace blushes, and then the highlighters. This is technically a bronzer in the shade Banana Bread, except I use it more as a blush, but in this video showcasing the blushes, I'm only going to show these three. So the berry one, well, I think it's more of a berry. To me, it's not very peach, but it's called Peach Flame. This very, very light color is in the shade Cinematic here. And then this purple one is Paris Skies. So we have the berry, the light pink, and the purple. The purple one's beautiful in the the winter time. Like, they're just, like, look at that purple. It looks scary in a swatch, but I'm telling you, it looks so pretty on your cheeks when you're actually wearing them. Sydney Grace powder cheek products are beyond amazing. Find a color that you like and go for it, because you're not going to be disappointed whatsoever. Now for the singles. Let's start with my newest one. This is a little kimchi one. This is the Thaler blush in Grace. This is like a peachy blush and like a champagne highlighter, but I'm just going to show the blush part. This is extremely pigmented and it is very glowy. Like, you don't need to mix the highlighter with this whatsoever. Look at that. It is such a pretty color for summer. Beautiful. This is the newest one in my collection, newest blush. So I haven't worn it a whole lot. I think I've only worn it like twice. But I'm like leaning out of summer stuff and leaning more into my, like, these sort of tones. I can mess with these. I have 4 little Tarte blushes. I got these in a kit, like one of those, you know, kits that they do for, what is it called? Christmas. So we'll go through all of them. We have Exposed here. As you can tell by the pan, this is my most used one out of the 4. And it's just a classic blush. You can't get over it. It's a classic neutral. I'm wearing this one today. I wear it whenever I don't know what to do. I have Captivating. This is a very nice peachy color. If I was a normal person but I still wanted different types of blushes, I would be buying one of these sets, because you have a nice neutral, you have a nice peach. This was in Charmed, and this is another one of those pink blushes, which I really enjoy the formula of this as well. So we have a nice range of colors here. And then this next one is in Delight, and it's pretty much another neutral. I think it's more cool toned. So you have a nice range. You have, you know, a neutral pink, you have a peach color, very baby pink, and then like a mid-toned wearable pink. I really love and enjoy all 4 of these Tarte blushes. These are my last 2 more neutral blushes. We have Persona Caramel, and it looks more of a cool toned, but I'm telling you, it looks super natural. It looks like a cool tone pink, but it looks super natural on the cheeks. I can't beat it. And then the Essence The Blush, I got this to kind of dupe out the blush I finished from Wet n Wild called Rose Champagne. I really wanted something in this tone. It's one of those blushes that you can wear as a bronzer, blush, highlighter, in one. And you can tell this blush is much more brown than the others. And even, like, let's say this one's still brown, but it's not as brown as this one. And then this one has a sheen to it as well. I love this one as well. These are two more of my, like, neutral blushes. And then these are my three peachy ones. So we have two classics. We have the Milani Luminoso. This is, I believe, is the newer one. It is so pretty. It's just a classic. These baked blushes from Milani are beautiful. You just gotta find a shade that you love. They look super blurring on the cheeks. They have a nice sheen to them. Luminoso is a classic color. When this was many years ago on the YouTubes, this was very, very popular. Then I believe they repackaged or reformulated or whatever, and the Luminoso was a different color. It was not like the original, but I believe this one is not the original. I believe I got this way late in the game, so this is what it looks like now. The other classic is NARS Orgasm. We all know it. We all know it. It is a peach with a gold reflect. And I've thought about panning this only because that it's a mini size, but it also doesn't swatch very well. But the ones that don't swatch very well are the ones that I tend to like the most, simply because I got fair skin and I don't want to work to make my blush work for me, you know. I'm getting blush everywhere. My last blush I have to show you guys is this Buxom one. This is the Wondrous blush in Mykonos. Can you tell how to read that? I got this at TJ Maxx, and that's blush from earlier, but look how pretty. This is like a matte peach. I really should have worn this. It's super pigmented. I should have worn this quite a bit in the summertime, but I didn't, and I hate myself for it. So these are all my creams, and down here got a little messy because this is close to my elbow, but these are all of my cream blushes. And then here's all the powder blushes. I hope you guys enjoyed my blush collection video with all of my swatches. I'm gonna love taking these all off. If you guys enjoy collection videos, I do have a collections and inventory playlist. I also did my eyeshadow palette collection a couple months ago, I believe. If you guys are interested in any other part of my collection, please let me know. What's your favorite blush color and what's your favorite blush formula? I would love to know. Comment those down below, and while you're down there, please like this video and hit the subscribe button for more fun makeup content, and I shall see you guys next time.